individuals during this broadcast are their own and may or other organization they may be involved with.
Oh shit. Oh, hang on, Hang on, I think I'm having technical difficulties. Let me try this again.
The opinions and views expressed by individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of this network, their group, or other organization they may be involved with.
Hola, everyone. Hi. I'm back in the land of clothing. Clothing and cannabis. Okay, I guess there's a price to be paid. I got lots of cannabis here. I got toilets that flush. I got water I can drink out of the tap. But I have to wear clothing. At least now. So I was hanging with Kim and Tara, but the place that we were hanging was closing about now. So I thought it better, I should come home and do the show from here. But boy, did we have a nice afternoon. So there's a place on the Danforth, which we call the Dankforth, that is a cannabis growing store, and it has markets, little markets on usually Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. So that's a wonderful place. Right now, I can't really walk right now. I'm not back into the land of walking up and down hills yet, but generally it's close enough that I can walk. So about 3 kilometers. So either walk there or back. But it's not too far from me. There was a good crew of people there today. Naomi was there with her pirate patch. And Marlene was there, and Spliffs and Atish were there, and Jason Nolan was there feeding us wonderful food. So it was a lovely afternoon. The only thing was Spliffs didn't have any pre-rolls today. It was like, damn, I had to roll some of my own joints. So, what did we do? But we just sat around, talked, smoked, ate, talked, and smoked. There was lots of talking and there was lots of smoking. And talking about next weekend and I guess maybe this weekend we're coming up to 420. So there's lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of things going on in the cannabis world here in Toronto. There'll be lots of things going on, and I'm a little out of the loop, so I'm trying to get myself in the loop. Let's get in that damn loop. I was told about some heavyweight smoking thing that what is it? Some kind of cup. Where is it here? Heavyweights number 2 for the culture on the 14th. That's in the evening, and it costs money, and it's all inclusive of food and flour for your $120. And it'll be a secret location, and that's the way it is. But they are supposed to have lots of good cannabis there, apparently. And then, of course, there's supposed to be Cannacrawl in Hamilton next weekend, I think, or this weekend. And there's a lifted market. And I'm sure there'll be other things too. And then I guess, where is the big 420 this year? Where does the city not want us this year? Where does the city not want the cloud of smoke? There was one year where I guess it was, close to me, convenient, but Woodbine Park. But then that's not great for just everybody in the whole damn city. Whereas, City Hall or, which is Nathan Phillips Square, or Young Dundas are easier places for people to get to in the city, right? But is there as much space as there is at Woodbine? Probably not. But then, it's easier to find a flippin' bathroom at Young Dundas and at City Hall than it is at Woodbine. So, what are you saying? But not to a bunch of groups, okay? Who knows? The words are small. I do have good eyes for seeing far and seeing reasonably close, just not really teeny things. I guess that's the old thing. So what else has happened? I was in Value Village and I found a cannabis spot. You're doing what with that traffic cone? The same thing you're doing with those bellows, that plastic recorder from 3rd grade, and your grandma's old teapot. You're crafting it into a state-of-the-art bong, hookah, pipe, or vaporizer. So let the magical transformations begin. Juice box, fruity tool mini bong, box of matches, matchbox pipe, old toy gun, fully loaded pipe, paper coffee cup, office bong, perfect for 420 meetings, tiny vodka bottle, mini liquor bottle vaporizer, your little sister's piggy bong, dorm room water cooler, double bubble party bong, and more. Okay. Wow. Imagine that. So there's, I guess, instructions inside how to make different bongs. Goes into the Cannabis library. The art of creating 35 of the world's most bongtastic marijuana ingestion devices. Well, I don't know. This is the good ingestion device that I know how to ingest. The other one is that's really nice is when it's a piece of something like that. Maybe it's not the best for the waistline, but it might be the tastiest. And what else is going on? So while I was in Mexico, I could not read the hemp group because the hemp group was on my Toronto phone, not my Mexican phone. So this last little while now, I now have to read like 700 fucking messages from the last, 4.5 months or whatever, right? And I will say, just the flippin' few that I've looked at have been like, really? So this one, it wasn't too long ago because I'm obviously starting from, recent. Goes very happy to share that we, Cannabis, have successfully been able to make 50-50 hemp cotton blended yarns, where we also will be making 50-50 nettle cotton yarns, followed by other natural fibers in India. We will also work with 30-70 blends as well. That's amazing. If we can get more real fabric, hemp fabric into the loop, it would be better for all of us. So there's all these interesting people that have recently joined the group, apparently. So Mr. Ignacio joined the group, and he is the ambassador of the Latin American Industrial Hemp Association. So it's LAIHA. Leha. So he joined the group. And then there was another Mr. Philippe, who's the head of the Chilean Hemp Association. And so somebody was like, I, on behalf of the World Hemp Leaders, would like to welcome you to the group, sir. So then they're talking about there's a hemp conference in Estes Park, Colorado next week. So they're saying that people from all over the world will be there. So that will be very interesting, and hopefully this can, move things forward a little bit. Because why are we still just producing, products that are really bad for the environment? If we could take all the cotton that we're using and half that or third it and be using hemp instead, that would benefit us. There was also somebody who posted about a hemp beer. So where is this place? El Nueve Oriente Periodico de Casanare y la Orinoquila. I think it's somewhere in South America. Okay. A distillation and craft beer production enterprise using hemp seed as the main ingredient for its production is consolidated in the town of Chilodrian in the rural area of Yopal. That sort of sounds South American-y. This is La Talina, the first beer-type beverage product from the San Pablera Brewery, an initiative that already produces and bottles this product that has gained great acceptance in the beer palates of Casanare. Taking an advantage of an alliance with Casanare Green Farming, producer of pilot crops of hemp plants, which is planted on the farm adjacent to the brewery. 3 years ago, they began the experiments that today ended with the productive consolidation of La Tellina as the first beer in the country that is made with this type of ingredient. The production of this beer is explained by its business promoters as a demonstration of the potential of hemp cultivation and its industrial uses in Casanare and Colombia, South America. I was right. Yikes. Casanare green farming has already achieved the development of 4 seeds with ICA certification for the large-scale production of the crop that can provide raw materials to produce everything from beers to fibers for textiles and shoes, including the possibility of manufacturing food for both animals and for humans with high protein and nutritional levels. Well, isn't that wonderful? Though I don't hear that, Colombia is really a place for us to go visit. Things aren't really great there in Colombia. There's too many people in Europe that like cocaine. Okay, this is truly what the problem is. We need to turn Europeans into much more cannabis and hash users than they are and get them off of the cocaine. Or we have to, make it so that cocaine doesn't create this huge militarization and policization of the whole damn world. Right? Like it's just, it's just as lethal as things your doctor give you. The cocaine, there's, not much difference. Truly, it really is less harmful than alcohol. Both cocaine and cannabis really are less harmful for you in the long term than alcohol is. I mean, anybody who, has had the misfortune to know someone who has drank a long time, they rarely get through that without, having pretty big problems. I think I'm trying to say it very, very diplomatically, okay? That, and if you are a family that has alcohol problems, well, then you know. and that's not good. If you can survive a lot longer. If you're one of those kind of people and you're just, drinking wine all day long, you'll last, way longer than if you're one of those people that are, doing a hard liquor. So, we know our cannabis is wonderful. It's really sad that there are all these places all over the earth that can only see the benefit of cannabis if it has no, THC in it. And we all know, like I believe there was some study recently that said, CBD doesn't really help you. And we all know that, sure, plain CBD is not really going to help you that much. The reality is you need some THC for that CBD to work properly. Us cannabis people, we know this. I mean, we truly know this, right? That this is, this is the way it is. So, but, there's so many places out there that think that somehow, first of all, we can reach some drug-free society. So, I mean, when they say drug-free society, do they mean that there's no pharmaceutical drugs that are changing your mind at all? Do we say there's no more antidepressants? Is that what you want? A drug-free society? And if you allow antidepressants from, pharmacists into the mix and you let people drink, well, then fuck, you have to let them use cannabis too. Yeah? Like, how can you be asking for a drug-free society and still have pharmacists? Yeah? And if we need pharmacists to alter your mood, and we need booze to alter your mood, then why the hell wouldn't we need cannabis to alter our mood? Like, oh my God. Oh, happy 420, everyone. Happy 710 a long time ago. But happy 420 now. Spark them up. It's, what time is it? Merida. In Merida, I think it's 5:20. In Cancun, I think it's 6:20. But who the hell knows? Maybe it's the other way. I don't think so. I think I'm right. I think it's 6:20 in Cancun and 5:20. And my brain is still really trying to figure out, because it's 7:20 and there's still light outside. Okay, there's light outside of my window. I look over there and I see light. And every day around 4 or 5 o'clock, I start walking around going, okay. Like, I'm really unable to figure out what fucking time it is, because, my body is feeling one thing, but when I look out, I'm seeing another thing, and my brain is telling me this light means 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Meanwhile, I look at my watch, I look at the time, and it's like 5 something, like, or 6 something. So I'm finding it really hard to keep track of what time it really is. And then all of a sudden it goes dark, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's dark. I guess I'm supposed to somehow sort of go to sleep soon. Which is really weird, because again, in Merida and Cancun and the beach, it got dark basically by 6 o'clock. Okay, so by the time I was going to bed at 10, it had been dark, pitch black for hours. So it's a bit for the old brain to get used to again. I will say I did have some better cannabis to have with me in Cancun. And I smoked a decent amount when I was in Cancun. I had a decent amount there. And so coming back here, I'm not greened out necessarily. Whereas, I hear stories of people who, come back from being away from our Canadian cannabis, and all of a sudden we're going like, oh my God, I haven't smoked a joint like that in a while. So I'm not doing too badly, and already, of course, thinking about where the hell I'm going to go next. So I've basically been invited to go to Germany for a cannabis event in June. Mary Jane Berlin is going on in Berlin in June, but I'm not sure I'm ready to take a trip just yet. Another trip, but I do want to for sure go away in the fall. we'll be ready for a trip by then, I'm sure. But right now, it's just like, no, I'm not literally unpacked yet. How can I be thinking about another trip? But then it's like, I do know people in Berlin, don't I? Don't I? Who the hell do I know in Berlin? I know somebody in Berlin. Who the hell is in Berlin that I haven't talked to for a while? And then it's like, well, would Jeremiah meet me? And I'm being asked by one of my friends in England, so I haven't seen him for a while. So that would be nice. And April, May, June, maybe my Australian, I don't even know what the hell to call him now. I guess he was born in Argentina. He now has an Italian passport too, but right now he's living in Australia. Why? Because he's young, and this is what these young people do now. They don't decide to fucking buy a house and settle down and shit like that. No, they're traipsing the world. So, anyways, he's supposed to be going to Barcelona, Madrid, Seville, Venice, and maybe Genoa, maybe somewhere else, maybe Rome. I'll have to ask him. I'll have to ask him when he's there. Maybe I could meet up with him in Venice or Barcelona. No, who's kidding who? I'd rather meet up in Barcelona. Barcelona would be cheaper. I don't really know Venice. But yeah, Barcelona would certainly be cheaper than Venice, I'm sure. Though that's one of the places I really do want to get to, is Italy. I haven't been to Italy. I really want to get to Italy. I mean, my big fear really truly is if I go, I'll just never leave. The food will be so good. The food will be so good, I'll just be like, I can never leave. I will pizza and pasta myself to death there. Anybody who knows. If you had to say you're only allowed to eat one kind of food for the rest of your life, that's the one I would pick, Italian. Okay, like hands down, I don't even have to think, right? Pizza and pasta, like I could do it. And I mean, there's salads included, lovely Italian salads. There's so much good damn Italian food, good desserts. Yeah, Italian works. So, and it's that, Mediterranean diet that is, in reality, a lot healthier than a lot of these fad diets that are going on, or eating a lot of supermarket food, because Mediterranean food is basically a lot of fruits and vegetables. Lots of good breads and lots of good cheeses and meat, but the base is really fruits and vegetables. So, and I will say it was a lot easier to eat all my fruits and vegetables in Mexico, but Mexico, depending on where you bought your fruits and vegetables, you'd literally bring it home, and by the time you were walking home, the thing would go bad. So you had to be really careful what you bought there. It wasn't as simple as just literally going to the market and, buying for a week. You would go to the market to buy for a day or two. And if you honestly were going to the market and wanted your food to last longer than that, it really wasn't. If you wanted fruits and vegetables that would last longer, in all honesty, you had to go to a supermarket where the stuff would be, in reality, fresher, or you had to go to a more expensive market, like a gringo kind of market, where then you're paying, instead of paying $1.25 for a thing of lettuce, you really are paying $3 for a head of lettuce. So, or more even, $3 or $4. So, depending, but the lettuce that you got from the market didn't last 3 days. I mean, it really did. When I would buy it, I would know, okay, this is, I'm gonna make that sandwich, I'm gonna make that salad, and in 2 days that will be gone. Otherwise, it would just go bad. I mean, I had bloody like yogurt go bad in my fridge. I had, you know, I ended up starting to buy cheese, really, really, the smallest cheese package I could buy versus the biggest cheese package I could buy. Because by the time you got to the end of the cheese, it was bad. So living, and then the other thing is if if you have electricity that goes on and off, that's not really good for things in your fridge and freezer. Okay, so a lot of times it was like, was that causing the problem? I would be leaving and coming back, and really I had no electricity for a while. So that's the trials and tribulations when you travel. And I actually did read some, tip that was like, you're supposed to take a glass or a mug of water and freeze it in your freezer. And then you're supposed to put a coin on top of the ice. And then when you've been out and you come back and you open your freezer, then you can tell if that ice is still, if the coin is still on the top of the ice, then everything stayed frozen. But if the coin is somewhere in the glass or mug, then you might have problems with your food, right? So I will say that's even a good tip for here, but certainly the electricity does not go out here like it does back then. I mean, the other thing too is it's not like where you have electricity, but you just don't flip and use it. So like, last March, April, when I was in Europe and the gas prices, the prices for any kind of, heat, was very expensive in Europe. And so I believe I was paying 8 kilowatts, 8 cents a kilowatt. And we figured out that once we turned it to Canadian money, Doreen and Jeremiah in Germany were paying 45 cents a kilowatt. So their house was very cold. And there was a point where I basically just said to them, like, I'll give you freaking money to turn the bloody heat on, okay? Like, how much money do I have to give you to be able to turn the heat on in my room, okay? Because I'm freezing. I'm sleeping in my parka, okay? It's too cold for me, right? Like for them, it was the end of the winter. They were sort of warming up. I was frozen. I was like an ice cube. Right. So, I mean, we're certainly not paying, I don't think 45 cents a kilowatt now here. So now there's something to be, I know people are bitching and complaining, things are expensive, but there's certain things we have here which are not too bad. The one being, this is the only damn place you can walk out of your frickin' place and just stroll along smoking a joint. In all honesty, with not one person batting an eyelash. The only other place that comes close is, Amsterdam and Holland. But even then, they're sick and tired of frickin' tourists there. So, if they think you're just a frickin', tourist that's there to get drunk and high and, cause problems, well, then they're, not going to be happy with you. the conversations I've had with people, they're, I've always said to them, this is, as a, medical cannabis person from Canada who smoked cannabis their whole life, this is the only place we can come and feel a bit normal. Right? But then depending on if you go to a small town, they might not be as kind of friendly as Amsterdam. It's a big city. Right? They have a Bible Belt in the Netherlands. I don't know if you guys know that, but there's like a crazy Bible Belt down there, south of Rotterdam. Anyways, kids, I think I'll say goodnight to you guys until next week when I ramble on again. Oh, Wayne, you were in Los Angeles, so I sorry. I apologize. You live in a place that has very expensive cannabis. I apologize, and I wish that you could have cannabis at the prices that we pay in Canada. So it's true. I mean, I know what the rules are there. I know people that wrote the fucking policy. Fucking policy there. So not that they fucking wanted to write these ridiculous things, but they, this is what the politicians were asking for. Anyways, kids, until next week, when I ramble on, I have something interesting to say, and who knows what's going on in the world of hemp, and who will bother me from now and then. Oh, Jeremiah, my German Jeremiah. He's already sent me pictures. Should I show you the pictures, children, of the grow? The grow tent that's now in my bedroom in Germany. So where I go in Germany, I don't know. Can you guys see? There you go. There you can see. So he put a grow tent there in my bedroom there in Germany. And then he had to show me that there he got the first plant. So the minute cannabis became legal in Germany, he started growing. So I'm like, yay, there's finally going to be enough cannabis for me the next time I come. Finally. Anyways, kids, lots of hugs and kisses, and have a good week. Smoke up. Try not to, engage in anything bad, and use your cannabis to help you from doing those bad things.